Welcome to the Daily Reddit Digest, your daily source of the top and trending stories from around the web in a consistent 15 minutes video length. Perfect length audio for your daily drive, workout or just doing chores around the house. Hit subscribe and check out our daily updated playlists. Today's top stories are from r/Amithebutthole, where people post what they have done and you judge if they're in the right or not. I own a nightgown that I wear around the flat. I'll be the first to admit, the neck is a bit low, the skirt is a bit high, but it was never an issue with my female roommate as she's worn more revealing stuff before now, and she said that it was cute and even asked me where I got it, so she could get one. But then she got this boyfriend, and the boyfriend has a severe case of wandering eyes. I've noticed, but as a lesbian all I can really do is remind him that I'm not into men, and he has a girlfriend. My roommate asked me if I could cover up when he's here. I think this is stupid as the only times I wear the nightgown are when I'm going from my room to the bathroom or to the washer/dryer/radiator to get clothing. Sometimes if I have a woman over I'll wear it long enough to grab some food, but I'll take the food back to my room. I said it wasn't my fault her boyfriend is a perv, and it's my place too. She pushed me again about getting a robe, and I work at a lingerie store, so I get a staff discount. We have these robes that are knee length, silk, with a tie around the waist. They are not sheer, but because of the location of the tie and my body type the robe is pretty low cut on me and shows about the same amount as the nightgown, but probably does more for my figure as it's inches at the waist and I tie it tightly. It's a little longer than the nightgown, but only a few inches. I bought the robe, and every time I had to do something in the nightgown I'd throw the robe on over it and continue as normal. It's not helped with the boyfriend's wandering eyes. The roommate has approached me and said that when she asked me to get a robe, she meant a longer one, the type that's thick and fleecy. I don't want one of those, they're ugly and as my store don't sell them they're also expensive. I said that I'd bought a robe and I wasn't going to go out and buy a second one because the first one wasn't what she had in mind. Roommate is frustrated with me. I'm frustrated with her. Everything from shoulder to knee is covered, but with the cinched waist and low neck it's not exactly what my roommate had in mind, but I don't see why I should have to get some huge bulky thing because her boyfriend has wandering eyes. I'm a lesbian. Stealing her man is the least likely thing I'll do, and it's not my fault if he stares. Ate her for buying a sexy robe when she asked me to cover up. A commenter posted, "Not the b-hole, your roommate is angry at the wrong person. She should talk to her man." Next post. Dad here, old fart, loves his daughter to pieces, but I'm struggling to see eye to eye with my teenager and wife on this one. We've always been a meat eating family. We live in the rural Midwest and bacon for breakfast is pretty much a given. This year my 14Y/0 daughter decided to go vegan, and I jumped onto her support team with enthusiasm. We learned how to substitute ingredients, cook new things, try new things. I adjusted our budget to include more expensive vegan substitutes for her, etc. None of this has been a problem for me until recently. She saw me cook bacon in a pan, and then I rinsed it out to load in the dishwasher. She exploded in anger. Teen years. I'm not too fussed about the anger explosion. I know she doesn't mean it, and said that that was her pan for vegan food. I was completely floored and said, "Kiddo, this here is a family pan, older than you. It's not your pan." She asked me to purchase her a pan that she can solely use for vegan food. I didn't want her to feel weird about food, so I said sure and ordered her a few colored ones that are only for her. The reason they're colored is so it helps me remember that I'm not to touch them unless I'm cooking vegan. That wasn't good enough. Now apparently the dishwasher is "contaminated with animal product" and the fridge has "bacon grease fingers" on it because I eat bacon and then touch the fridge, and she's asked me and her mom to completely stop eating meat at home. I don't mean I literally touch the fridge with greasy bacon hands because I wash my hands, but it's clearly enough that it upsets my daughter. Frankly, I'm on team hell no. Her mom is much more amenable and strongly wants me to consider taking our daughter up on the request. My wife's reasoning is that both our parents live close, so we can eat meat products there, and that she doesn't want our daughter to feel uncomfortable in the kitchen. My daughter says she is fine with cheese and butter in the fridge, but it's specifically meat products that make her feel sick. Now I'm sorry for her, but I feel like she just needs to adapt and live side by side, because I'm not going to stop eating bacon in my own house. A commenter posted, not the butthole, get her a special sponge she can use to wash her own dishes, so she didn't have to use the tainted dishwasher. Next post, I'm not 18 yet, and I still live with my parents. My parents absolutely hate each other, and they fight every day. They almost never sleep in the same bed anymore. They said they want a divorce, but they won't do it because they have children. About 2 days ago, I was trying to sleep. It was about 1 AM, and I had school the next day. My mom was yelling at my dad because he put his brother before the family, and my dad replied that he didn't even want to be in the family anymore, and the only reason he stays is because of the children. They started screaming, crying, and breaking things. They were talking about how they wish they never got married. I'm used to this, but I'd finally had enough. I went downstairs and said something along the lines of shut up. I'm trying to sleep. I don't care if you get a divorce. It's better than having to listen to you guys scream and cry like children every single day. So yeah, go ahead and get a divorce. If you really cared about your children, you'd want them to be in a better environment than this. They haven't spoken to me or each other since. Am I the butthole? A commenter posted, not the butthole. Perhaps this will be a wake-up call for them, seeing the effect they're having on their children. I hope your situation improves. Next post. I'm getting married in a few months. We have a few atheist friends who have a general dislike for religion, so I thought it would be for the best to only invite them to the party. My future wife and both of our families are Roman Catholic. Catholic ceremonies are long. I'm talking 1 hour of pure mass and additional half an hour of the actual getting married part. If you are not a believer, it is boring AF. Hell, I'm Catholic and I know I'll be bored for 80% of it. I thought I'll spare them the trouble. Anyway, one of my friends brought it up, saying I forgot to put the time in the church where the ceremony will take place on the invitation. So I said that she doesn't have to come to the religious part and just come for the wild party part. She got confused. I explained and she got annoyed to say the least. Said she isn't heartless and would sit through the 2/3 to see me get married in the 1/3. I tried to explain again and fix things, but I felt guilty the whole time. Was it an asshole move? Edit. I suppose I'm tar. Just for clarification though, we did explain things and they are coming to church. No hard feelings between us. Those who I decided to spare expressed anti-religious event stances in the past, not going to christenings, first communions and confirmations, so I thought it translated to wedding ceremonies. I also thought it would be considerate to not force them to come because of the sense of they invited me, so I have to, and ended up going wrong about it. A commenter posted, you're the butthole. You made a huge assumption that your friends would put their dislike of religious services ahead of their wish to see you married. Sounds like you don't think much of them. Next post. I'm getting married in a few weeks and have my bridal party primed and ready, but had a huge disagreement with one of them yesterday. Her name is Tara, and she is stunning. She's legit the prettiest out of our entire group. Absolutely gorgeous. However, there is one issue. Tara has terrible vision. She needs very strong glasses and even with them on her eyesight is bad. She gets the lenses thinned down as much as possible and even then they are so thick you can't see her eyes behind them. Her eyes can't tolerate contacts. In our bridal meeting yesterday, I asked if it was possible for Tara to take off her glasses during the main photos. I wasn't saying this to be cruel. I'd never ask her to take them off during the wedding party and walk around blind, but I'm just asking her to take them off during photos. Without those glasses she's absolutely breathtakingly beautiful, way more than me, but with them on her eyes look weird and distorted and would take all the attention away in the photos for all the wrong reasons. I brought this up with her, but she got really huffy and sulky, told me to try on her glasses so I could see what she would be seeing during the photos if she took them off. I did and it was horrible, but I could stomach it for a few minutes to help out a friend and think she's being really unreasonable. She left early and the rest of the bridal party got at me for asking something so horrible. I don't think it's an unreasonable thing to ask. I'm doing her a favor. Without the glasses she'll easily be the hottest bridesmaid, so I would have thought she'd be okay with it. A commenter posted, Yeah, you're the "but I don't get this back quote everyone must look perfect thing about weddings. Surely we have people in our wedding parties because we love them and they bring us happiness and we want to share a day of love with them. So why change what they look like? It's so shallow." Next post. My parents are pretty well off. They live in a suburban area where it's pretty expected to keep up with the Joneses and show off with nice cars, spending a lot on a house and on entertaining, designer clothes, etc. But they don't have a lot of savings and that stresses me out. Anyway, I'm kind of the opposite. I'm living in an area that's kind of rough right now, driving an old truck, but it's close to my work and it's close to my friends' places. I'm saving a lot doing all this. I've paid off my student loans already and I'm saving for a house. My parents wanted to come visit the city I'm living in and I said I'd host them at my apartment. But I said to leave the luxury cars behind and take the older sedan that they'd been using as a driving instruction car for me and my siblings. And I told them to not leave any valuables in the car, instead bring their things inside my apartment. And also, don't bring a large purse or backpack, and don't talk to strangers who approach you, because they might try and pickpocket you. So my parents showed up in their 2018 Porsche and my mom steps out with a huge designer handbag that doesn't close except for a small snap closure on top. And I'm frustrated they didn't listen, but I tell them to come inside, being their things in, and I'll lend my mom a smaller handbag of mine. We went out for dinner, and when we come back, their car's been broken into, and my dad is freaking out because a bag of his things was stolen. I was frustrated because I'd said to not bring a flashy car and to not leave things in the car. But we go file a police report and that takes up most of the night. I got snappy at my parents that night for not listening to one of the things I'd said, bringing their flashiest car, when I'd said that was a bad idea, etc. And they got mad at me for having said that they probably won't see their stuff again. Eta, I didn't mean to make this trip such a mess. A commenter posted, "Everyone sucks here, your parents should have listened to you." But throwing out a "told you so" to someone who was just the victim of a crime is always a dick move. Your parents would have reached that conclusion on their own. Never cool to kick someone when they are down. Next post. I was at a diner this morning, eating alone because I'm traveling for work. It was absolutely packed, and there was a family at the table next to me. 2 college girls and their parents, it looked like. The waitress came by their table and asked if they wanted coffee or water refills, and the mom asked for more of both for everyone. Kind of rudely, I thought. The dad made some joke about how it's amazing how coffee just shows up. It must be magic or elves. Yeah, it was about as awkward as it sounds. She came by my table and asked if I needed anything, and I asked for maple syrup, but no rush, because it's mad busy here, and it's not like you've got magical elves or some crap helping you out. I know the family next to me heard, because the daughters started laughing about it, and the dad was glaring daggers at me when I ate my breakfast. Am I the butthole? Reddit? A commenter posted. He made a lampade ad joke, but it wasn't really rude per se. There was no reason for you to interject. Your comment was lame and unfunny. I can also picture you thinking that you were a total hero for saying it, which annoys me further. You're the butthole. Next post. Ugh, this was frustrating on multiple levels, but maybe I'm too close to the situation. Several months ago, my F25 siblings-in-law, M26, F19, took a road trip. Since they were driving a very long ways, they asked to borrow a membership card I had to save on gas. It was a weekend trip and BL promised to return my card when he got back into town. Long story short, he didn't. Now I accept part of the responsibility there is on me. I should have followed up. But we are all busy forgetful people, and a few weeks ago I started pushing harder. I wanted my card back to use the membership. My partner asks him, only to be told BL gave it to CL assuming she would see us first. They don't live together, so this is inconsistent, but whatever. Finally we go on a road trip with them, and my partner asks CL for my card back. After a lot of dodging and evasiveness, she tells my partner it was stolen weeks ago with her old wallet. This was infuriating to me. I feel like the responsible thing to do on her part would have been to tell us when it was stolen, so I could replace it. Yet when I brought it up to her that she was disrespectful and immature for not telling me, she said that she had no control over her wallet being stolen and didn't feel like apologizing because it wouldn't cost anything to replace, and that at my age I should be handling this differently. For my part, I feel really disrespected and irate because I can't replace what I don't know is missing. This would have been a non-issue if she had either told us in the first place or apologized for losing something of mine and not saying anything for weeks. Am I overreacting? Am I in fact the jerk here? A commenter posted, "Not the butthole. She should have told you straight away when it was stolen. She's not mature enough to be trusted with anyone else's belongings if she can't see that." Thanks for listening. Check out our playlists for the newest daily videos. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like.